Hi, everyone. I want to do a short lecture YouTube video for this week's content in our healthcare ethics class. I want to start with um, the case that all of you commented on due on Friday. I'm going to include the case in every Monday YouTube video. So thanks for your thoughts about this. What are the ethical issues in the case? So let me just start by saying that all these cases are true cases, and that I'm going to share with you exactly what happened in the cases. So, as many of you correctly identified, Jerry was in a grocery store where he sort of blabbed out loud to Mrs. Todd all the details about the boy's injuries, the progress he's making. Now, on the surface, I think a few of you have commented that this might be a HIPAA violation. HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. And it's really the accountability portion, the first A, that has to deal with privacy and confidentiality that Jerry really indeed violated. So first of all, privacy, confidentiality can occur anywhere, in a grocery store, anywhere at all. So healthcare privacy, confidentiality, and security rules apply everywhere to healthcare professionals. HIPAA was really intended, it really had a number of intentions, but it's really about the sharing of information. That could be private, medically relevant information, insurance information. It was really set up because of the advent of electronic medical records. However, in this case, what is the challenging part here is that Jerry knows Mrs. Todd. This occurs in a small community where, as you see, it's been accustomed to put the names of new admissions in the newspaper. Now, some of you might find that odd. That's done with permission of the families. Why? Because so individuals, as it can say, can send cards, visit as needed. However, in a small community, and also it didn't have to be a rural community, but where people know each other, it becomes very challenging for healthcare professionals to not run into someone they know and share information. People aren't curious to do malicious things. They want to know, they care. So Jerry blabbed, and inappropriate. He violated HIPAA. However, HIPAA is easy to think about in theory and very hard to practice in reality, especially when you're out of the bounds of a healthcare facility. So, whereas the ethical issues might be clear, it's not clear that it doesn't happen often. In fact, I would argue, and it's also known in some of the literature, that small violations of patient confidentiality do occur all the time. And so it is challenging, especially when individuals are faced with someone that they know. So wanted to share that with you about the case. But these types of cases you'll be getting on Wednesdays. Again, a few paragraphs analysis, for the most part, will be what the analysis will be on the Friday. Okay, so let me then start sharing a few other things here as well. Okay, let me go back to this as I try and find out where I am. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is the reading that you have, a pretty short reading, which is connected to the next Narrative Matters article, essay that we're going to be reading, but this is a short one, 2 decades, 20 years into To Err is Human. So let me summarize this for you. In 1999 and 2000, in the year 2000, the Institute of Medicine came out with a report entitled To Err is Human, which, as it says in the first paragraph, concluded that up to almost 100,000 people die in this country from preventable medical errors, medical mistakes. It's not the disease, it's not an illness, it's not a COVID type thing. It is preventable medical errors. Now, that's a staggering number. Staggering. And when this came out, so it's 2020 has been 20 years. There was a lot of work that the healthcare system did at the local level, and it's made a difference. So, as an example, in the last 2 years, especially at the start of the pandemic, what were we encouraged to do more than anything else is wash our hands, right? Wash our hands, not just for a couple seconds, but on a regular basis. It's really the strategy for preventing the flu, colds, cough. It's very effective. That was one of the most important strategies to prevent medical errors, especially for healthcare professionals, so they didn't pass on germs, viruses, things like that. It's made a tremendous difference in all parts of our healthcare system. Electronic health records has made a tremendous difference as well to really streamline quality to prevent certain drug interactions. There's still a lot of work to be done. The Narrative Matters essay points to that as well. Patient safety is a huge part of this and brings up numerous medical issues. So let me share with you one other item here. I'm going to bring this up, and I did a search on National Public Radio's website, which we're going to be listening to quite often. Just for patient safety. And you can see that there are lots and lots of stories that have focused on patient safety, including work hours of nurses, physicians, and how the longer these healthcare professionals work, the more prone they are for preventable medical errors. There's a great one on students, actually, if you scroll down just a little bit more, interns contributing to patient safety issues. Now, it makes sense. We have regulated hours actually for, let's say, long-haul truck drivers. You and I know that if we're going for a long drive somewhere, too long, but we don't stop or we don't pull over, it can lead to potentially tragic issues as well. Just the tiredness of it. You throw in patient care and it really brings in, that's one issue, one type of thing. And so there's many different issues around this issue of preventable medical errors. It falls into patient safety as well. And so I'd like you to think about that as you are tackling this week's narrative, and as we take on the statements in class, fold it within the notion of patient safety. Okay. All right. Thanks very much, folks. Just a short, YouTube video. I'll be doing these types of YouTube videos with the content, a little bit longer some weeks, about the same on other weeks, and all in preparation for the content of the week. All right. Thanks very much. Bye.